Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation, and I am excited to be able to present to you another grunge journal. You would have seen in my previous videos a bit of a process of it. Finally finished it and it is yummy. So this is of course a hardcover one. It's not a super squishy, but it's still squishy. Just like the feel of it, just the different textures and the fabrics, you know, a lot of the old hankies and laces and some seam binding. So this was one of the altered envelopes and I used it as a topper. This of course was also the stack of playing cards that I used on the front of this envelope. A paper doll, and this actually a sticker, but I actually glued her on as well, and some beautiful old buttons, and I cut the shank off them so that they lay flat, and you have a little key here. So yeah, so you can, you know, you can journal on this, and then you have a little tag just here in this vellum pocket, and it just has its own little closure. I think these are really super, these ones. So, yes, and of course it's the cover has been glued, stitched, Mod Podged. When I put the envelope on and also the corrugated cardboard, because I had Mod Podged the whole cover and Mod Podged the envelope, I actually had to sand that area back so that the glue would stick to it. So because the Mod Podge, you know, just looks a little bit waxy, and I was afraid that it might not hold, so I actually sanded the cover and also the back of the envelope so that they adhere properly together. So the closure is a beautiful really, well, it's a coffee dyed satin ribbon, and I actually heated the edges with a candle to stop it from fraying. I used to do a lot of this when I used to do my ribbon roses, and I used to burn the edges a lot more, but with satin you've got to be really careful because it really takes off, and I do it over a little candle. I have a wooden board and do all that, but most of the time I do it outside. So but yeah, so that, you know, you don't have all that fraying. So, but it just adds a little bit more grunge to it. And that's adhered quite securely as well. And then, but I didn't actually glue it onto here because the glue would have shown through the ribbon. Okay. All right, let's venture in. Are you excited? I am. The ephemera that I've used inside is a lot of it that I've made over a period of time to build up my stash. And of course, a little surprise in this big pocket. Remembering this was one of those big orange envelopes. And so I decoupaged it and did all that a long time ago, and finally got around to finishing it. So I've left the pocket open and the other end I've kept closed. So in here you'll find, yes, one of those altered envelopes that I gave you a little sneak peek of in, I think, in one of my lives. And I've popped in a scrappy little notepad just in this pocket here. And this is from the book Little Women. And this is the inside backing paper that was in the cover that I used. And then I used some of it here as well, okay, just to pick up all that lovely green. And then I had a tag and same colour. This is the picture out of the book, and also some of the wording. The sun appeared and beauty came, brightness and joy, rejoice. So yeah, so I thought that would be a really nice little surprise of a addition to this journal. And of course here we have a pocket. It has a tuck spot behind this, and in it is going to have my altered little playing card notebook. I made this a few days ago in mind to be putting this in the journal. And I did a, I'm sure I gave you a, no, did I? No, I took photos, I think. Yeah, so it was just gluing the book page on the playing card, then ripping it off. Then I covered it with the tea bags, and I did a bit of stamping, popped in eyelets on each card, and just secured it with a bit of twine. And of course here you've got one of my little envelopes that you can actually take out and journal on, just there like that. And then on the other card, you know, you've got a little flip there, so you can journal on that as well. So as you can see, I've put eyelets on all of them, and then of course on the back is the Jack, and then the Queen in the front, and that just, you know, tucks in here. Here I've got a lovely pocket with a seal, and it just has a journaling card, and that's from a magazine page. Little tuck spot just here, and has one of my little envelopes that you open up, and inside is another envelope, and you can journal on that as well. So there's lots of journaling spots, lots of pages that when you flip it over take your interest. Lovely piece of vellum here, used to ruffle, bit of a it's a nice little paper. Now where did I get this from? I think I got this from Karen's Etsy store. And then I've safety pin with a little old button on the bottom. Some pages are torn, some are inked. I've done the two colours of blending, so I wanted some pinkish, reddish and green, and others I've kept plain, as you can see there. Some are torn. This has got this beautiful, this was my last piece of beautiful trim. Did a bit of decoupaging on the music paper because it is quite old, but it's not brittle. And here I've made a lace pocket, and another one of my ephemera pieces that I made a while ago. In here you'll find a little notebook, okay, and this is just the altered book page. I've glued a couple of pages together, and then on the back I've put some the last page of another book, because sometimes they're blank. I've popped on here so you can actually journal on it as well. Just a bit of fabric snippet, another bit of ruffle. This was little fussy cut from my stash, bit of cheesecloth, paper doily, and a little rose. I think this was some sort of an applique, I can't remember. I've only had a little piece left and I used it. Just a fabric flip. So lots of writing space as well. Beautiful. I found this napkin, and I just did a decoupage on that because the napkin was that colour, so it blended in on that page. This is the centre of the first signature. There is 10, I think, 10 pages. Just bear with me. I'm just going to close this door. Makes it a little bit quieter, and but I'll have all that in the description in my Etsy store. So I really like this paper. It's really pretty, and it was, you know, that colour on one side, and then this colour, I think it was scrapbook paper, and I was either gifted or I got it from a haul. I can't remember. I did a bit of collage there. This is a book page that I folded up. Find your love. What was it? Find your loveliness, wasn't it? Yes, there you go. They're finding theirs. Probably maybe daydreaming of a cruise on a boat somewhere. And look, they've got a ticket, one of my favourite tickets. If you watched my last live, you'd know what I mean. And here, a piece of corrugated cardboard, and I really grunged it up with a Tim Holtz cutout. And a little camera, probably taken a snapshot, little booklet, and this was actually was part of some Happy Mail, and I just covered it with some lace and a little ruffle, and another one of my tickets with the key. Oh yeah, and I put there's a little safety pin with some beads on there. Here's another, that flower, isn't that gorgeous? And I like how these the blending comes out. So this is chalk, Okay, and this I used, yes, I bought some Tim Holtz inks. This is Forest Moss. This is absolutely gorgeous. So yes, lovely. Really like it. So as you can see, some pages I've left as is. Okay, here's the other paper doily, and here I've got that little applique on the bottom. Another piece of snippet here. This is a nice little tuck spot. Okay, so you can pop anything under there. And it has a little key there with a bowl pin. This is one of those pieces that I've still got, that whole bunch of that I found in op shop. Someone must have wanted to do some patchwork or something. Some music paper, and on this side I've made a ruffle belly band, and here you'll have a envelope, but you can actually journal on it. And I used some trim and some fabric and a little cutout from this was from wrapping paper, and a piece of a beautiful coffee dyed doily. And that's the end of the signature. So each signature has a piece of vellum page. I think it just lends itself beautifully. This is a very old book page. It's come out of a book called something Moments or something, I can't remember. Or Believe It or Not, I think it was. But I just like the pictures on here. So yes. And then this is handmade paper that I found in a local op shop. Just attached a bit of trim on there. Now here's one of my original stickers. If you'd watched my live, you would have seen at the end I shared an album, and I collected these when I was about 10. And yes, and in Germany I used to do swaps with my friends. They'd get their stickers, I'd have my stickers, and we'd sort of do swaps, whatever we, which one we'd like. So, and because I don't have anybody to pass that album onto, I have so many, I've decided to share them in my journals. So these are originals, and I peeled them off the very thin paper and secured them, and just lightly inked around the edges. Here's a corrugated cardboard paper clip that holds another envelope. This is an original stamp from South Africa. It was from the stamp collection that my dad had in a box that my brother gave me. And I've got so many stamps. Again, I'm sharing originals, and you can journal on that one. Here's another one of those paper dolls from Karen Green. Thank you, Karen. This was a piece of scrapbook paper. Look at how that coffee dyed. What I did with these, because it's been windy, I haven't been able to put it outside, so I've got a breezeway with old floorboards, and what I do is I just put plastic sheeting on, like drop sheets for paints on there, put my pages on, and I actually sprayed them this time. I didn't dunk them like I usually do. I actually sprayed them, and that's how that come out. Oh, really cool. All these different designs. Some of my wax papers, just a bit of interest. And because I chalked it, it's got the marks on here. Here's another one of my stickers. And here I've made a little flip. This is the center of the signature. And it was in one piece. And when I sewed it in and I checked through it, it was upside down. So I had to take it out and attach it to this page and made it into a flip, okay? Because there's no way you could look at it upside down. So really heavy coffee dyed crochet doily here, okay? This is one of my waxed pieces that I made in one of the lives, and I've just attached it to some brown paper, okay? Here's another one of my little envelope tucks, and that you can actually take an envelope out, and you've got a really nice long piece of paper to journal on. And that just tucks in here. Just bear with me. Okay. So yes, very inspirational, you know, listening to the sound, musical gift, single note, sense of enchantment, dazzling, favourite. I think this was called Something in the Sea or Something in the Air. Yes, you're extraordinary, wondrous, there is always hope, hammering through snowflakes, dreams, follow the song. So yes, I think they're all a bit of inspirational words, and I've just popped on a little heart in the middle there. This is the other side, and it has a flip and a pocket. Okay, and I've got a little booklet in here, 10 pages, so you're getting 40 back and sides on this. And this is one of my cards that I altered. Okay, and that just tucks nicely in the back there. This is just a piece of wrapping paper. I just like the pink, and it's a little flip. Oh no, that was scrapbook paper. Here's the other side. This was scrapbook paper. Here's another altered paper clip, very grungy with the old buttons, very old button this one. And I had some fabric with wording on. I just put P on it. Could be P for anything. Little fabric ruffle, and then I found this little chain. I thought, why not? Let's put it on there. And the paper clip holds this little tag here. It's a book page, just the way I folded it. And then, oh, I might just glue that on there. Just bear with me. Bit of glitter glue on there. And always the last couple of pages of any books, they're sort of pretty plain, and I'll keep them like everyone else, I suppose. And that just goes on there. I didn't want to sew over it again. Made a little window, specimen window with one of my flower petals, and then a piece of applique. Tim Holtz butterfly, Tim Holtz paper doll, and yes, another one of my tickets. And here I've put a tag in with one of my original stickers. Okay, so very fine paper it is, but isn't she just gorgeous? So I thought I'd put that in there as a little surprise. And that just gets tucked in under here. Just there. Bit of decoupage just here. This is the piece of hanky that was left over. Some more of that lovely doily. And this one is actually that colour, so I didn't coffee dye that. That's the other end of the book page, so you can see it's quite old. And that's the end of that signature. And here I've made a paper bag that I altered quite a while ago. And I've made 2 pockets. One that holds a little, quite a few guest checks here to journal on. And then on the bottom, I've got this little booklet, another one of my little grungy envelopes. And you can, this is from a envelope, the inside, and you can just journal on this. So I got the inside of the envelope and just popped it on here. This was about 3 book pages, I think. I did a bit of collage with my painty papers. And just a Tim Holtz just there. And I've made that tag so that it actually sticks out. So I've done a bit of stamping here on here. This is from this is a piece of cloth, and what I've done is I had some of this cardboard packaging left, and I've just popped a number on front just to secure the bottom, because as you take that in and out it will weaken. So I've just strengthened it with that piece of packaging cardboard and a bit of lace, and there's a bit of paper stuck to it, and just a bit of ribbon just there. So yeah, so that's my grungy journal. I do have, I might just put that how it was. I just love making these, altering these. I've got to make some more. Just goes like that. So I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough I have another couple that I want to make. I have started, but no peeking, no sneak peeks, I'm sorry. So yeah, so anyway, stay tuned for my next video in regard to my giveaway, okay? And excited because then I can do lives via YouTube and not through StreamYard. All right then, let me know what you think of this one. And I'm calling it a night for tonight. I'm having given myself an early mark. I'm going to sit in front of the fire, maybe watch a movie and enjoy a little glass of port. Okay, good night. Bye for now.